Hey everyone, I'm live again, and hopefully this time the damn sound is going to work. All right, so this video is pretty simple. I'm going to go through some of the terrible, horrible comments that I've been getting on my TikTok releases. So I make these videos for YouTube, and I kind of chop them down a little bit, and sometimes I let the AI chop them into little clips, and then I just repost them. Oh, 1 second. Okay. And yeah, so I just want to kind of go over some of these terrible comments. All right. So might as well listen to the video first. Last I checked, the Bible commands us to obey the laws of the land. Romans 13, 1 through 7 says to submit to governing authorities because they are established by God. Amen. Jesus said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Illegal immigration, that's breaking the law. Plain and simple. True Christians balance compassion with justice. We love our neighbors, but that doesn't mean letting millions flood in unchecked, draining resources, and endangering communities. You're the hypocrite here, Andrews, hiding behind love to justify anarchy. If you really followed Christ, you'd support sovereign nations enforcing rules, not this open borders fantasy that hurts the vulnerable Americans you're supposed to care about. I thought that was pretty hard hitting. And yeah, so this person, Paging Page, she hasn't learned her lesson. Well, she doesn't realize that she's just helping me. All these people are helping me. And I get a couple of nice ones like hallelujah, but one question, why do all MAGA look alike? Middle-aged men. To which I replied, because with age comes wisdom, which is also why you youngins all look like laminated OnlyFans models. Just saying. Thank you for your support. So yeah, I like every comment. I don't care who it is or what it is. I give it a heart because every single one of them helps me. So, you know, guys, keep sending them. All this hate does nothing but, you know, grow me. Look, wow, here's me. Wow, I think I found my niche. 1,700 views and over 60 comments. And that was like in 3 hours. It was pretty cool. So Trump Troll, I like Trump Troll. He's pretty good. And yeah, so yeah, this guy or who, girl, whatever, Mary Ho, probably a girl, OnlyFans model. All laws, not just the ones we choose to enforce or change the laws so certain people don't have to go to jail. Ah, okay. So probably a dig at Donald Trump and his trumped up trials of those 34 felonies or 32, whatever. Who's lost count? I mean, seriously, the guy's charged with more crimes than P. Diddy. It's ridiculous, but whatever. It's all made up. It's all bullshit. We all know it. So we'll just continue. I agree that if there's a process of legalization, they stand before a judge to answer to that. Shouldn't politicians do the same? Shouldn't this administration stand before congressional hearing on why $20 billion were given to another country when our troops are on the government assistance programs? See, it's funny how they only care about the money going to Israel. They could send hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine or for, you know, condoms in Zimbabwe or whatever. They can throw money at everything. They could throw money at abortion clinics, you know, at DEI programs. Don't give a damn about that. But if we support Israel, that's a problem. You know, they don't consider the fact that, you know, we want to keep the war on the West in the Middle East. We don't want it coming here. I think the money is well spent over there and taking the fight to them on their own land instead of them bringing the fight to us, which is what will be the case. If we stood by and actually, Hamas's hubris screwed them on October 7th because they wanted to have all the glory. If they had waited and Iran had been able to back them up, and they had a plan. They had a plan. It was like the Ring of Fire. They were attacked from all sides. But no, Hamas thought they didn't want to share the glory of murder, of unaliving and essaying and graping all those poor innocent Israeli, citizens. They weren't military people. They didn't go after the military base or soldiers. They went after people at a concert, just normal everyday citizens. And then I saw the videos of them. You can't even say it on. Literally, you'll get your channel demonetized if you actually repeat the things that they were doing to those poor Israeli people. But they can go ahead and say anything they want, like this Hassan Piker guy. They can literally say anything they want and get away with it. It's ridiculous. All right, so Penny O'Quinn Goldman. These people like to throw around scripture like they actually know what it means. Like, when a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself. Leviticus 19:33. Now, this person actually quoted the whole line, which is better than some of the other people that have tried to quote this entire line, but they leave out the word resides. See, that's an important word, and that word means that you either temporarily or long-term live in the country under their laws. So and it's the same thing with this Constitution. It's subject to the, now I can't think of I just had the damn word. Subject to the, damn it, now I got to look it up. Where is it? Jurisdiction. Yeah, there it is. Jurisdiction. See, they're subject to the jurisdictions thereof, which means they have to abide by the laws, and they are treated as an equal under the law, which means if you break the law, there's consequences. And if your first act coming into the country is breaking the law, well, there's consequences that come with that. You shouldn't be allowed to come in and cut in front of the people that are doing it the right way. It's a slap in the face to all them. And so, yeah, the verse that guy's talking about is render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And it was about Jesus following the laws of the land. And this guy says that verse has nothing to do with the law. Well, it's not true, and of course I bait him into talking some more because every comment helps me, right? So, okay, I'll resort to a leftic tactic and say, prove it. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. That's not law. Jesus is taking a coin for Caesar's empire to give what is owned to the government that is theirs. I think I have no idea what the hell this guy's trying to say. Okay, so skip that one. That guy's can't even articulate his thoughts. I do pretty good when I'm writing it down. When I'm speaking, I get tongue-tied. Render unto Caesar is Jesus saying, pay your taxes. You cool with paying taxes? I hate taxes. That's a word that I don't use to describe a lot of things. I hate taxes, and everybody should hate taxes, especially when they use your tax money and, send it to foreign countries that do not help us at all. I think Israel helps us. That's why I support sending Israel money. Israel is the only force of democracy in the Middle East, the only country in that entire region that actually gives a damn about its people. Hamas will hide in hospitals and tunnel underneath schools, knowing that there's going to be collateral damage. They use human shields like it's going out of style. And of course, people die in war, especially when you're going to hold children and women up in front of you to stop bullets. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. I mean, might be oversimplifying, but yeah, that's what they're all about. So If any of your fellow Israelites become poor and are unable to support themselves among you, help them as you would a foreigner and a stranger, that they can continue to live among you. Yes, that is right. If any of your fellow citizens, people that are under the jurisdiction of the law of the land that they live in, okay, so these are actually kind of decent comments. I mean, I want to get into the scary ones, like this guy. Stop showing us how stupid we look. Just because Michael Moore put on a MAGA hat doesn't make him MAGA. All right, so what's about this one? Do you identify as a Christian but like to conveniently ignore virtually every teaching of Jesus? Ask your doctor if the Republican Party is right for you. Okay. All right. This must be another Jesus follower who believes in the legitimacy of abortion and eugenics. Okay. And then, oh, yeah. That's very classy. Very classy. No, that's not me, obviously, because I'm here and that's just a black and white picture that somebody made up. Smart people do not like me. Donald J. Trump. Oh, they are always so angry. Well, we have every right to be angry. You guys have ruined our country, and you're in the process of trying to ruin it more. You want to steal our children's innocence away at the first chance you get. Why don't we talk about how Trump is disobeyed every cardinal sin there is? Truly, you would not try and label him biblical. I never tried to label him biblical. But God did save his life. I watched it live on July 13th. I watched him move his head as that bullet went right past him. Crazy. You can say what you want, but I am convinced that was the hand of God saving Trump in order to save America from people like you, Paging Page. All right, so, oh yeah, there we go. That's clever. All right. But like I said, every one of them gets a heart. I don't discriminate. Who cares what your book of fairy tales say or says? I care. A lot of people care. You follow a book. Why, yes, I do. You followed an alcoholic if you voted for Kamala, so whatever. Anyways, if you support Trump, you support protecting pedophiles. And as a human being, you can't go any lower than that. I'm pretty sure Jesus doesn't like pedophilia. I'm sure Jesus doesn't like pedophilia also. As a matter of fact, conservatives don't subscribe to that BS. You can say and think what you want, but it's not the conservatives that relabeled pedophiles as minor attracted people. That was you guys. You guys are the ones that like to legitimize everybody's indecent behavior. So what can I say? Conservatives stormed the Capitol, and where was the National Guard? Why aren't they being sent to Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, where the crime rate is higher? Crime rate is higher than Chicago or even Portland for right now. I don't think that there's any crime higher than those two places. They have descended into chaos. And I am still surprised that people can't see that. All right. But Trump is literally breaking the Constitution daily. What are you talking about? You guys aren't Christians. I don't know who you are trying to convince anymore, us or yourself. You guys literally go against every single teaching of Christ. You will definitely be looking up when it's time, not down. This is from a real Christian, by the way, a real Christian that no doubt supports eugenics and the number one cause of death in America, which is abortion. You can murder little babies or unalive little babies. You have no problem with that. You've obviously never watched a video of an actual abortion happening. The babies fight for their life. They feel fear, especially in the second trimester and up. They're being unalived, and they know it, which is really kind of scary to think that you'd be okay with that. One of the things I really like about my new church, pastor railed against abortion for a half an hour. And he said, and I almost jumped out of my seat. He said, you can't be a Christian and support abortion. You just can't. And he's right. So every single person that supports abortion that wants to tell me that I am not a Christian, well, their words are meaningless because they obviously don't know what it means to be a Christian or to support thou shalt not. Yeah, just yapping. That's me. That's me just yapping. Love it. Oh. Do not mistreat or oppress a foreigner, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I was never in Egypt. But I'm not mistreating or oppressing anybody. And we don't advocate for the mistreatment or the oppression of foreigners. You do, by bringing them in and paying them pennies on the dollar to do work that Americans won't do. So, yes, spare me your claptrap. All right, so, oh, a nice comment. Amazing. All right, what's this one?
Because if you think that I'm going to sit back and watch the America that I love to my fucking core beaten to its fucking knees without saying a word, then you got me fucked up. And
you love America to your core, then why defend the invasion that's costing us billions? Undocumented folks might have a lower overall crime rate in some stats, but guess what? Their first act is a crime. Illegal entry. And in hotspots, gangs and traffickers are wreaking havoc. You're risking your career? Big freaking whoop. Real patriots risk it all to defend the country, not pander for likes. Wow, some of these are really bad. This was not. Sorry, but you in the wrong lobster cap. You get a like. They have lower crime stats because there are more. Oh, that was actually somebody supporting me. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Not even quite sure what that's supposed to mean. Oh, administration, OS stealing billions. That's where your billions have gone. Smart people don't like me, DJT. I never had billions to lose, but I think I know what you're trying to say, and you don't know what the hell you're trying to say. Crossing the border is a misdemeanor like speeding. That is not true at all. It is a federal misdemeanor on the first crossing. If they continue to cross, it becomes a felony. But that doesn't excuse the fact that it's a crime, and the penalty for it is deportation. So that's really all there is to say about that. Real patriots are at the food bank right now, while Republicans do to show up for work. I have no idea what that guy's saying. Yeah, that doesn't even make any sense. Oh, okay. He clarified. Military personnel are at the food banks this week due to the government shutdown in which 0 Republicans showed up for. Excuse me? Every Republican voted for the CR, except for one. Rand Paul voted against it. But other than that, 0 Democrats voted for the clean CR. You know what a clean CR is? It means it doesn't have any pork in it for either side. It is just a continuing resolution that keeps paying the bills that are already on the books. So you obviously don't know what the hell you're talking about. The first act is a civil infraction on par with a misdemeanor. See, there we go again. Look me in the eye and tell me that you have never once been speeding, jaywalking, driving while intoxicated, rolled a stop sign, or littered. No, I couldn't tell you that at all. I've done all of those things, actually, like literally. But that's me, a citizen of this country. You're not talking about, an illegal immigrant that jumped the border and swam across the river knowing that he was breaking the law. These people are ignoramuses. Difficult to think that we share the same air with them. Looks like he sits back a lot. Looks like he sits all the time. Well, actually, I'm pretty uncomfortable when I sit. That's why you'll often see me switching between the floor and the couch, and the floor and the couch. I spend most of my time outdoors, climbing around on roofs, moving solar panels, and doing electrical. So, yeah, that's not true. No, I wasn't reading a script. I was reading notes. I wrote notes. I'm not an actor. Bro couldn't even read the script he wrote. I didn't read the script. I wrote notes. And I should have wrote them bigger because they were hard to find. And looking at the camera and then go back, try to find where you picked up. It's not easy. This is new for me. Anyways. So, what's it? What was this one? Reminder, the immigrant invasion is just Nazi propaganda from the 20s and 30s. It's an extension of the white replacement Nazi propaganda. Anyone who fell for it is falling for Nazi propaganda. I saw the videos of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people swarming across the border because Joe Biden invited them in and even made a bullshit app that everybody can just type in and say that they had applied for asylum, but it's all bullshit. So anyways, sorry for my language. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it. I'll see you later.